This video is for entertainment purposes only. Let's roll. Is through modern technology, size 45 into this. And you turn it into this. A tactical powerhouse. Okay, well, initially, the title of this video is I got this tactical powerhouse, okay, for $286. And that's true. I'll tell you how I did that. NR National Rifle Association has a series of events called Friends of the NRA. And at those events, you can go in there and enter raffles, you can enter different games, etc. So, okay, this is what happened. I got the 1911 for $50. I played a game called Monopoly and won it for $50. Okay, so that's basically what I built everything on. The recoil tactical, if I remember right, cost $39.95. The Chip McCormick magazine, if I remember right, costed $39.95 for the Recover tactical grip, $35.95 for the Chip McCormick magazine, and I paid $160 for the Streamlight TLR1. Okay, so anyway, so that's how I did it, and so basically it came to about that price. So anyway, like I was saying, you know, with the way guns are going now, as far as they're just flying off of the shelf, a lot of dropped coffee on my new mat. Anyways, a lot of guns, you know, some 1911s come with rails you could put flashlights on, but let's just say, like, you know, it's one. Let's just say somebody's one of those people that was late to the game. They don't own dozens of guns. They haven't been buying guns for years and been into the interest. And so, what this kind of does is it brings the ability to take a gun you may already own and give it attributes of more modern firearms. All right, guys. So I got the Recover tactical frame here, and it comes with an Allen wrench, and it has two screws here on the side. So it utilizes the screws on the grip and these two screws to hold it together, to hold it on the gun, and then kind of couple that with a flashlight on there, and it's good to go. So I'm going to start with the thing here, the grip. Now, I had a Commander that I did this with, and I didn't tighten down those little, I don't know, they're like the bushings that you slide into here that have the threads on the outside. I'll show them to you in a minute. Well, anyways, it took those out of the frame, and I had to wind up using some vice grips to remove them. But I'll go ahead and I'll pull this magazine, this grip off here. I'm like covering up the serial number. I mean, just kind of, I know it's kind of dumb, but never know. They say you shouldn't show the serial numbers online. It's just a practice I have always partook of. I like these Pockmeyers. I think they're called the Heritage. I got them. I got one set for my Commander. I got another set for this 1911 here. You can get them in different colors. Took a class that took a lot of rounds not too long ago, and I noticed that the neoprene, that the wood got kind of slippery, and the neoprene got kind of like where it was digging into my hands. Where this kind of gives me that relief where I still have the wood, but I still got the neoprene to grip onto in the front. I just kind of thought that was a good way to go. Anyways, on my Commander, these things here unscrew. Okay, the things that hold the screws in. I had the, I cleared that off camera, by the way. Should take the magazine up. But anyway, these things hold the screws in, and these also screw out. And actually, you know, I'm not gonna have a problem with this one. But on my Commander, they were loose. I should have tightened them up beforehand. So that's a consideration that I take before I put this on. So anyways, these screws here, these two Allen heads, they have a hexagon nut spot where the nuts go into. All I got to do is undo these here. I think these are made in Israel. That comes apart, and the nuts, the screws are still in here. Okay, with the bolts. So I put that on this side. Put those screws back on the grip panel. I mean the big grips. So they pretty much go on like a set of regular 45 grips. Okay, so just put this on the other side like so, the same way. See, now that serial number is covered, so now I'm not all like phobic of showing the gun on this side. Stupid. Probably doesn't matter, but some guys now that actually blank out their fingerprints. I mean, in the future, you know, who's to say that? Well, anyway, never mind. I won't go into that. This isn't a tech video per se. Okay, so got that. A bad habit I have of over tightening screws. That's why I never make a good gunsmith. Well, I make a good gunsmith. I think there's a certain screwdriver you use that kind of fills in the screws easier. So let's see, this side here holds that's where the nuts go in. Like a couple of guns. I have 3 guns that could already take flashlights. I have 2 Glocks and I have a Smith & Wesson. And, you know, that's cool. Okay? Now, in my case, what happens if I were to lose one of these guns or were to become damaged or broken or something? You know, and let's just say all I wound up with was my 1911. If I wanted to, I could take my 1911, put this grip on here, put the flashlight on here, and then have a more modernized gun that would be suitable for fighting at night. So that's the pluses that I see with this whole situation of the Recover Tactical Grip. I personally think a lot of the Israeli philosophy of firearms is if you have is improve the existing guns you got. And in this case now, I'm able to use a flashlight. So there are some pluses to it. Now, one thing I do notice that is a little bit different here, I'm going to point out to you guys, is you see where that switch sits right there, okay? So I'm going to take this light off. Okay, so I'm going to take this light off real quick, and I'm going to put it on the Glock, okay? I want you to see a difference here. On the Glock, also not trying to not show my serial number on here, it sits a little lower, okay? So I'm going to show you what I've encountered while using this gun, okay? Is that when I use the Glock, okay, I typically actuate the light with this hand right here. So I'll come up, shoot, you know, actuate the light with this finger, come up, take my shots, and then put the light down, you know, actuate the light, look and see if the target's armed through the cone on the light, come up, shoot, come back down, take off the light. That's how I do the light right there. So on this other side of the switch, you can turn the light on permanently. Okay. So with this rail system, what I did notice was that it sits a little lower on that trigger guard. Okay, and this is kind of how I come up with the whole to use this gun. The way I'm going to use this gun is that, so I'm here, and so I can come up and actuate it, but it's a little bit off. I'm just a little uncomfortable by it. Now what I probably might be able to do is, I don't know if there's a way I can fix that or whatever, but what I've taken to doing is I've taken to coming out up, flipping it on, shooting, and then flipping it off. Flip it on, shoot, flip it off. Flip it on, shoot, flip it off. So I can come up, flip it on, flip it off, or flip it on, flip it off. Gotta be careful because I don't want to get my finger on the trigger. But you know, flip it on, fire, flip it off, flip it on, fire, flip it off. So come up with ways to permanently flip it on. So I can shoot, and it's a little bit bouncy, and it kind of bounces on and off when I'm shooting. It's hard to keep my finger to keep it down here. If I had a longer thumb, I'd probably be real comfortable with it. Or I can come in with these newer fangled type grips and come down, maybe come down like this and learn to shoot like that. So there's definitely a learning process to doing this. But I could flip it on, shoot, flip it off, then move off the spot of the target. So that's kind of how I've learned to manipulate this gun here. So these guys also got holsters. This is a paddle holster. It's kind of a universal holster. It slides in. So here's the flashlight right here. Goes around. There's like and this piece is open and kind of flexes right there. Okay, you see that? And so it has it's not like, it has a button here, so it doesn't come out. So you push the button. So when you pull it, your finger is located right here. This is my battle belt. It's got a Black Hawk nylon, like military style belt with like a lumbar pad. And over here on this side, I've got a Maxpedition I guess it's a roly-poly pouch or dump pouch. Then I got a 511 magazine pouch. I kind of tuck these in here. These are, I don't know, if I'm running, I ran this in a class. I actually took this to a handgun class and ran it in a handgun class. It did really well. I was drawing very easily from it. So, anyway, I'll be honest, I have yet to actually shoot, try this in here. So I'm going to go ahead, put the light on the 1911, and I'll try this in here. Okay, so I'm going to try this now, and of course I put it in here, and as I thought, it won't just fit exactly just yet. Okay, the Omnivore has a piece here, and that works fine with the Glock. Alright, so I have to remove, there's a piece up in here that's actually made for the Glock and all those more flatter slide polymer striker fire type guns. So I've got an Allen wrench or any tool will do, I think. So I'll just go ahead and push down there's a little keeper here on this side. I think that's it. I think I might pinch this and it slides out. There it is. Yeah, see, it's a little piece. Kind of looks like the back of an AK-47, if you ask me. All right, so I'm going to try this out and see where it goes. All right, so there it is. Fits in there good. Retention's good. Got no light shining out the front, so it's letting the light be free inside of there. And I got my safety right here, nice and up from the holster. So there it is. There's my battle belt. Retention seems good. So yeah, I would be confident in running around with that all day long. I'd be perfectly good with that. So like I say, if something were to happen where all I had was my 1911, I could you saw how it came in with that grip on. I could take that grip off. I could put this grip on, thereby like immediately retrofitting my gun to a more contemporary 1911 that becomes a flashlight bearing type device that I can shoot at night. Shooting my 45. See the light lighting up right there. So I try to experiment a little bit. Try to get it to actuate the light with the regular means of pushing the button down. There it goes there, trying to see, it kind of bounces on and off. Kind of coming to, at this point, I'm kind of getting the method down of what I'm gonna use to turn the light on and off as I'm using it. So, another shot here of me using the light. There it is. See, there it goes. It goes on. It kind of bounces up against my thumb when I shoot anyway. So it just kind of goes. It's kind of going on its own at that point. But I'm definitely going to, if I use this light system on a regular basis, it's going to be kind of like turn the light off, turn the light back on. So it worked pretty good. This is about the second or third time I shot the 45 in this configuration, getting the feel for it. There's the groups right there on the target. So took a while, you know, to get used to it, but eventually I got it down. And that was my day at the range shooting the 45. I'll see you guys on the next